Okay, welcome to Punky's World. I don't usually do true crime on this channel, but I have a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, the case of Danny Masterson. Everybody is on Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis for writing those letters, and I get it. I do get it. There's a foundation and everything. I get it. That being said, I guess there's also connections to Scientology because he grew up in the church and whatever. His stepfather said that it was said in one letter or another that he was absent and all sorts of things. I don't think they meant him. I think they meant his actual father, Masterson. I could be wrong, but I think if somebody said that, they meant his father, Masterson. I'm not even going to go into what I think of Scientology. Because you don't want to know what I think of Scientology. And I don't want to get blasted by anybody. So, I just don't happen to agree with it. I have a right to my opinion. They have a right to practice their religion, and that's the end of that. I am not sure. Like I said, I didn't see the trial, so I don't know what the evidence is or isn't against him. So I can't say with certainty whether I think he did or he didn't. I can't. And it would not be fair of me to say. I don't think people should condemn the other two because they wrote letters. Now, next subject. Ruby Franke. That I do have opinions on, and they're educated, because I have watched her sisters, particularly Bonnie and Ellie, for years. Someone said that Ruby started it and her sisters followed. That's not true. Ellie actually started it. I guess there's a cousin of Ruby's who's come out and said that abuse runs in the family. I haven't gotten to watch that video yet, which I'm going to do today, to see which cousin it is. I will say this. I saw another clip from Ruby's vlog that I wonder if Bonnie has seen. Because she treated Bonnie's kids just as crappy as she treated her own when she had Bonnie's kids. She had Boston and Cody. The two middle kids in Bonnie's family. And in the clip, she treated them as badly as she treated her own kids. She was having fun bossing them around and telling them to get to the back of the line. They were going somewhere, and their snack before they left was everybody would take a bite off the banana, go to the back of the line, take a bite. It was ridiculous. And she had Boston and Cody doing the same thing. And I don't know what else happened with Boston and Cody in that video because they only showed one clip. And it's interesting that Ellie and Jared's kids, unless Ellie and Jared were there, were never at that house. There was one time in one of Ellie and Jared's videos, they went to Ruby's house and found all the kids alone. They didn't react because they were on, they were filming. They talked to the kids for a little bit, and their kids played for a little bit. Sherry and Chad were old enough to take care of them for a little while. Don't know where Kevin and Ruby were, but they seemed surprised. Or I don't know. They didn't seem to be thrilled that all the kids were alone, but they didn't show it because, like I said, they were on camera. That's one that hasn't been played because that's Ellie and Jared's video. That's not Ruby's video. So, it's the only time I've seen them in Ruby's house. They go to Bonnie and Joel's all the time. Well, they used to, but now they live a couple of hours away. But they still see each other a lot. They're very close. They're very close to Julie, who just moved out of state. Both Julie and Bonnie have made videos. I'm still waiting for Ellie and Jared to make a video talking about this. Neither Joel nor Landon were involved in the videos. I think Joel might have been filming, or it was on a tripod. I don't know. I just know that it would have been good for Bonnie to have Joel there to lean on, literally. Landon couldn't be there because he was back in Utah finishing up his dissertation for his doctoral degree. In case you don't know what a dissertation, that's for your doctoral degree. It's like your big report at the end of your studies for a doctorate. And so I assume he got a job in the new state that they moved to. So she's setting up a house and dealing with 4 kids while he's finishing up in Utah. And so she's already overwhelmed. Then this happens. She's angry. Which is, if you'll remember what I told you. Oops, upside down. There we go. That I thought Julie's reaction would be. She's easygoing, but I knew she'd be furious. Bonnie would be emotional, and she was. I told you that on my podcast about Ruby, and I will put that podcast in the cards for this video. Like I said, I haven't heard Ellie and Jared. I expect they'll both cry. I think Ellie may be bleeped because Ellie likes to use words that she can't necessarily use on camera. And she's very honest about it, So yeah. But I think and Ellie and Jared are the only ones that have said publicly before all that, way before all this, that they no longer had a relationship with Ruby. They're the only ones that mentioned it on their vlogs at all. And they didn't say anything bad. They just, I think somebody asked a question about it, and they said the relationship just isn't there. You know, something to that effect. Because I believe it was a viewer question about why they weren't seeing Ruby's kids and stuff like that. You know, she lives far away, and the relationship just isn't there, you know, that kind of thing. So, that was probably a couple of years ago. I don't miss very many of Ellie and Jared's videos. In fact, full disclosure, I have a Facebook page, a tribute page, a tribute group to Ellie and Jared. So, because I like them that much. It's, ugh. And you know, it's not like they won't stand by you. They have friends in Alabama, and the husband became addicted to medication and alcohol. They gave him their space for him to work on things, and you know what? He's clean and sober and still in their lives. So it's not like they wouldn't have taken her back. I mean, for gosh sake, she's their sister. And like I said, I don't know what abuse allegations the cousin is making and against whom. I do know that they have, and something that I really actually enjoy about Ellie and her sister, Bonnie in particular, is that they have an aunt, Aunt Linda. If I'm not mistaken, she's their father's sister. In fact, I'm almost sure she's their father's sister. She is mentally handicapped. She lives in a home for the handicapped, some kind of group home, I think. And on one of their videos, Ellie and Jared actually went to visit her at the home for her birthday, which was really neat. Because she needs the care. She can't live on her own, you know. She's not in a horrible, if that makes sense, horrible situation. Like one of those state schools or something. And they make sure that, and I don't know if Grandpa Griffiths goes and picks her up, somebody goes and picks her up and makes sure that she gets to all the family holidays, family gatherings in the middle of summer, whatever it may be, when the whole family is together, somebody makes sure Aunt Linda gets there. And Ruby not giving her kids Christmas. Well, if the kids went to Grandma and Grandma Griffith's house, guess what? They got Christmas. Because Grandma and Grandma Griffiths gave them presents. Aunt Ellie and Uncle Jared, Aunt Julie and Uncle Landon. They would have, Bonnie and Uncle Joel, they all would have given those kids presents. They would not have let those kids sit there without presents. It wouldn't have happened. So, but that was probably at a time when she wasn't going to family Christmas. That would be my guess. Like I said, it's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So, I want to quickly check this. See if I got a response. Not yet. I may call them just because it's Friday and I want to get it straightened out before the weekend. So yeah, it's a situation that I know better than I know a lot of other situations. And I feel like I'm in a unique position for true crime channels in that I am very familiar. You know, Ruby was hard on all of her kids. But as a viewer, and I was a subscriber at one time, but I unsubscribed because I didn't like what I was seeing. I told my mother that. So that a 6-year-old go hungry. Yeah. That being said, I think that the ones she was easiest on, if you can call it that, were Juliet, Abby, and Sherry. She was absolutely miserable to Chad, Russell, and Eve. I can say their names now. At the time of the video, I didn't want to say their names, at the time of the podcast, rather. But their names are out there now. Everybody knows it was Russell and Eve. Poor guy. So I wanted to talk about it because also Kevin has said, I don't know anything about it. I haven't had him baloney. First of all, it's now coming out that she called you when Russell escaped. Second, you participated in the abuse when you lived in the home. And the abuse was going on before Connections. And Julie said she tried to tell her sisters how to parent based on Connections and different things based on it. And they finally told her, goodbye, stop it. If you don't stop it, don't come back. And she didn't. So I will link both Julie and Bonnie's videos. So that you can see them for yourself. Like I said, I want Ellie and Jared to make one. They've been completely silent. They haven't even made a regular video. So I am going to go to YouTube Mama Drama and see what else, if anything, they're saying about the Ruby situation. True Crime Network has a bunch of stuff up on their YouTube that came off their channel. So what I'd like to do is hopefully the trial will be on there and I will watch the whole darn thing. And I will cover it on the other channel. She has millions of witnesses to what she's done to these kids over the years. Neighbors told the media that they were relieved that those children weren't coming out of that home in body bags. And the neighbors had called DCFS. I'm not sure the sisters knew the extent of the abuse. I really don't think they did. But yeah, the kids are not with the sisters because the sisters all have channels. They might be with Bo. Because he doesn't have a channel. That's the only brother. So yeah. And it's funny, even when they show a picture of the family and Bo's in it, they only mention the three sisters. It's so funny. Bo gets off scot-free. So I say that with a laugh because it's funny, you know. So yeah. I feel saddened, disturbed, but not surprised. As I said in the podcast, I'm not in the least bit surprised because I witnessed it. That's why I stopped. Mommy. That's why I stopped watching the channel and unsubscribed to it. Excuse me. Anyone that thought that that was okay needs their head examined. And not by Jody Hildebrand either. Yikes. Like I said, I will link those things for you in the cards and the end. I'll do 2 videos at the end and 1 in the card. I'll do mine in the card, I think, my podcast, and then at the end I'll do Julie and Bonnie's videos in the cards. So, because I think they're important for perspective. But I am going to go watch some stuff while I finish off writing the Dill Fridays for October. I even did the calendar, and I lost the nail somewhere in the abyss back there, so I'm going to have to get a new nail. And I discovered that October is going to be all female. It was totally by accident. So please pray for these children. And you know the Latter-day Saints are the Mormon Church are going to be pulled into it. You just know it. And yeah, it's not good. I need one of these. It sounds so good. Can't find it though. That's why I pulled it out, so I remember what it was. So it's probably going to be all over the magazines next week. As more comes out, you know, all of the People magazines and stuff. And In Touch Weekly and Us Weekly. I'll have to check them all out and see what's there. It's just very sad. Sad for the children. I don't think for one minute Kevin is innocent. I think that Kevin's in it up to his eyeballs, maybe even up to the top of his bald head, and should be in jail right beside her. But that's my opinion, based on what I've seen with my own pretty blue eyes, and heard with my own little ears. So, in their vlogs. And please, search this out on YouTube, Google, whatever, because there are a lot of clips from 8 Passengers that you can watch and make your own, come to your own conclusions. Don't just let mine and other, true crime channels set your opinion. Make your own opinion, just like I have in the Danny Masterson case. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. I don't like Scientology. I don't see what exactly are they worshiping, I guess, is my thing. But those are my opinions on these cases, and mine alone. Please be kind if you choose to comment. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Mwah. Please subscribe to both channels and hit those bells. Thank you.